and I am not familiar with the layers function. I guess all of these are layers? Not real sure. I'm going to have to do a little more research, although you can use your double finger slide up and down on your Mac. The next icon within your little arrow icon are weed settings, and again, I'm pretty sure that is also a business edition. Last but not least is media layout setup. I have no idea what this is. It looks like, oh, here, let's see. Oh, okay. Huh. So this may be just a business edition. This looks like your, I don't know what this is. Not really sure. It looks like your mat layout. But I'm gonna have to do a little research on that one too. Okay, so where you send to the silhouette is essentially in the same place, but it looks different. So the send is where you send your images to set up. I guess they were called cut settings before. Here is select your material type. Right now I am trying to scroll up and down this menu with my 2-finger scroll on my Mac, and it is not working. I will tell you, on Windows, your up and down arrows are where they should be. Your down arrow is at the bottom and your up arrow is at the top. You can scroll within this. Pardon my notification. And you can pick your material right there. Let's do textured heavy 80 pound. Now, your blade setting is all the way down here in the bottom left hand corner. Took me a while to find it. So here it tells you what, based on what you've chosen as your material, what your setting should be. Here's your speed, and if you want to adjust your speed, you can. If you want to adjust your thickness, you can. If you want it double cut, you can check the box, and you can also do a test cut and modify where your test cut happens. Here is a button to add a new material a new material type. And here is if you want to change the setting of your, say, your heavy 80 pound cardstock. If you want it to tell you to use a blade depth of 4, and you always want it to double pass, and you want your speed to be a 3, and you want your thickness to be a 33, you can set that up here so that every time you choose that heavy cardstock, those will be your settings. And if you notice, here's the 4, 3. If I go to printable adhesive back, it's 4, 3, 29. If I go back to my cardstock textured heavy that I just modified, it has changed them. Pretty cool stuff. Action. This is tool 1. If you have a Cameo 3, you'll have tool 1 and tool 2. You can tell it what you're using. Mine's going to be cut, score, or sketch. You probably will have the same, only yours will have an option for the auto adjusting blade. Here are your no cut, cut, and cut edge, which used to be part of the bigger menu. They've kind of pulled them off and separated them. You can do action by simple action by line, and I think this used to be part of the advanced menu. So if you just want to cut red, you can uncheck the black and it will only cut the red, that kind of thing. Fill. Not really sure. Okay, so this is by color. So you have, okay, this looks new. So you can have where you cut by line color, or you can have it where it cuts by fill color. Fill color was, I believe, part of the advanced menu before, and it looks like they've added line color to the mix. And then layers must be a new thing. I must be behind, so evidently you can cut by layer. Maybe you can say things are a particular layer, and that will help you cut without having to move everything off your mat. You can either click send, or you can click next, or you can click send down here. And this is where you will start your cutting on your machine. I do not have my machine hooked up to my laptop right now, and that is why it says it could not connect. Here is advanced, so you can choose feed options, layer sorting, cut order sorting, or you can restore your defaults. One more thing, here's your library. So instead of your icon being on the left hand side of your mat menu, or your mat screen, your library is now located across the top. Your store is located across the top, and to get back to your mat, you click design. One other thing I wanted to show you, there's a settings menu. You have your general, which your language, check for updates, default save, unit of measure, show dimensions, print resolution, I think I want mine 1200, defaults page orientation, default fill style. So this is why I'm getting a solid fill when I create my shapes. Always display mat, cut to edge of page, registration marks, center of rotation, flexible panel mode. So you can have flexible, single, multiple. I'll have to play around with that to see what the difference is. And silhouette device connections do not auto-release. Auto-release, don't know what that is. Display, if you want your icons to be bigger, you can adjust this. If you want your background color to be different, you can adjust that. Doesn't look like there are a lot of choices. And I do not know what I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Okay, I'll do some research. Animation. Okay, I guess it's not going to let me change that. It might be working a little slowly. Curve quality. Again, going to have to do some research. Import, open as is, SVG, open centered. Okay, so these are the different types of files that you would import. Tools. This one is important to me. After I create a shape, I don't want to continue creating a shape over and over, so I choose select. So what will happen is, after I create my circle or my rectangle, my default will go back to my little arrow where I'm pointing. If you choose continue drawing shapes, then when you click and drag again, you're going to continue drawing an ellipse or continue drawing a rectangle. After drawing freehand, I also choose to select. After using the eraser, I'm going to keep using the eraser. I tend to use the eraser and then want to use it again. So I did not choose select on this one. After using the knife, I choose select. After using zoom, I continue using zoom, so I'm continuing to zoom in. When drag selecting, select shapes touching drag box. These I'm not as familiar with, but I'm going to look them up when and if I need them. And then we have advanced, which is way past my pay grade. I think people have changed packet size when they've had problems printing greater than a 12 by 12 space. I don't do that very often, so I haven't really had that issue. So, there is your settings menu. And that is the overview of Silhouette Studio version 4. I am going to be doing future videos on making some cards and using some of the features like the shapes and the offsets and the color menu and all those different features of the software. So I hope that you will join me. If you liked this video, please click the thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos from me, then please subscribe and have a wonderful day.